When I walk
Yes.
When I walk through.
Welcome back to Cove Life, y'all. Today we dive into something truly special. We're bringing together two worlds, the Black Scots and the Black Americans. They're talking about what it's like growing up as a Black person in Scotland. From the racism they faced, they always found pride, the power, and identity of being Black. And no matter where you go in the world. We're also keeping it light with some fun culture talk, like what kind of meals should be cut from the cookout, what dishes need to stay home. So get ready for some laughs, some learning, and a whole lot of real talk. Enjoy this trip with me and leave me your comments down below. Let us know what it's like for your experience growing up in Scotland as well as the United States, because this video is for our cousins around the world. We got cousins around the world that's going to be watching this. And if you feel you need to chime in, chime in. This is all part of our Black diaspora. No matter where we go in the world, we always connect with each other.
I've been scrolling. I've been seeing a lot of Scottish Black people. Nice to meet you. American right here. Just made some chicken out of, celebration. Didn't know you guys were a part of the diaspora. But, look at that bad boy. Now, I'm just curious. Do you guys have an equivalent to this? Is there a particular food that you guys really eat? I would love to try out your recipes.
Like Fido would say, brother man, could you break me off a piece? That looks like some very delicious fried chicken, brother. But let's back that up a little bit. I can honestly say we need to bring that to the cookout. All in favor, say aye. Aye. That one makes the cookout. If anybody say nay, let me know in the comments. How do you feel about that chicken making the cookout right there? Yeah, he just whipped that up real quick.
Looking at that fried chicken. Before we pack up and leave, y'all gotta explain this. What is this? Now, my 14-year-old just made these. What are we doing? Meat pudding? Y'all might be going by yourself.
Yeah, I need to explain that one down in the comments. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and judge any food without tasting it. I've gone different places and had meals where they don't always look the best, but yeah, I can let me know in the comments how y'all feel about that. Her kid did make some good wings too. I mean, they looked good. That chicken she pulled up, that could just be a random place that made. I'm not sure. I wouldn't say everybody over there made chicken like that, because I know there is some soul food place over there, markets. But defend your chicken down in the comments.
People are just discovering that there are Black Scottish people, and I'm here for it. We moved to Scotland in 1990 when I was 4 years old, so I think that makes me an OG. Those were the days when there weren't many of us, and if you saw somebody that was Black in Scotland, you probably would go over to them and swap phone numbers. But time has moved on and there are way more Black Scottish people now. And listen, Black Scottish people are built different. I say that we're built different because we've effectively had to learn three cultures: UK mainstream culture, Scottish specific culture, and the culture from wherever our heritage is from, Africa or the Caribbean. So we know how to Ceilidh dance, how to get down to Afro beats, and how to vibe to Coldplay. So that versatility means that when it comes to business, we're built different. Shout out to all those Black Scottish women who are out there making waves. Shout out to Fofo, the makeup artist and marketer. Shout out to Vaile Adeoti, the superstar entrepreneur. Shout out to Afua Hagen, the journalist and broadcaster. Shout out to That Naija Scott Mom, superstar GP Onye. And shout out to Owen Milne, who's making waves in the field of sustainability. Black Scottish women, I see you.
Hello, cousins. How are we? Oh, baby has got zoomies,
Good.
So I thought we could have a little yap session while I do my skincare routine, because a lot of people are asking for that.
All right, sounds good.
Routine while talking about the racism that does happen in Scotland.
Yeah, we want to know.
I usually just wash my face with an antibacterial soap and use salicylic acid as a cleanser. Literally,
All right, I like
the
that.
water is really good over here, so I think that's a contributing factor. With my experiences on being Black in Scotland, I have some videos that I've done about this previously. There is racism here. I'm so sorry to burst everyone's bubble. In my area that I grew up, I stay outside of Glasgow. There just wasn't a lot of Black people in my area. In primary school, I was the only Black girl in my class, but there were 2 other Black boys. A fun little story that I can actually think of is Black History Month over here is in October, and we were learning about Martin Luther King and the Montgomery bus boycott, and they were getting us to act as historical people at that time. So of course, one of the Black boys was Martin Luther King, and they looked at little Deborah. They said, "Oh, do you want to be Rosa Parks?" That's when I actually realized, oh, I am different. Next thing I go in with is hyaluronic acid. Now, moving over to high school, that's when things escalate. I would say a lot of our culture, like the rest of the world, is influenced by America. So yes, people over here do use the N-word. I've seen a few comments about asking that question, but yes. And white people are not afraid to use it. Yeah. One instance was a Christmas dance that my school held at Celtic Park, the 5th years and 6th years, so the last classes in high school. I don't know what you got. Anyways, Old Digger came on. From there and then, I just knew what was going to happen. Still have the video to this day on my camera roll. This happened in 2018. The N-word was thrown around there. I complained to the school about it, that they shouldn't be playing this type of music. Even one of my aunties came into the school to speak to them about the racism, and they did nothing. Again, this is the same school that rewarded a boy for dressing up as a Rastafarian man in blackface to a Halloween party. He won Best Dressed, I do have to add. Yeah. Sorry, I'm really bad at this. Next is niacinamide. At the height of the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020, I made a Twitter thread basically calling out my school for the racism that they let slide. And still to this day, they have not made a comment about it. But hey, I've moved on, clearly. Other things as well. Teachers used to shout at me because I said that white people shouldn't wear braids. I was trying to tell the teachers that it was cultural appropriation, and her words verbatim was, what's cultural appropriation? Next, I'm just using 2 vitamin C products. Other instances as well, sitting on the bus, a guy would be calling me a black bastard. It's always lovely, you know. In the workplace as well, be ready to be the only Black person in a company sometimes. It's just the reality of things. And there will definitely be communication problems or people not understanding, little tones as well. Me changing my hair in the workplace always warrants a reaction. Please, calm down. To top it all off, I just gotta go in with some sunscreen. The sun has been shining over the past few days. It's so lovely and a change of pace. There are other stories that I'm sure other people can share. Just letting you all know, Scotland is very much racist. Also, if you want to go into our history, Scotland was connected to the slave trade as well. There's still streets in Glasgow named after points in the slave trade. Again, Google's free, look it up. There has been a few injustices as well that have happened here. I can talk about it another time. Video's already long. I don't want to bore everyone. Last thing we're going to use is a vitamin E mist. I am going to enjoy my coffee, get along with my day. Later on, we do have a party, so follow along. I'll make a vlog getting ready, talking about the clubbing scene, music, all that stuff. Catch you guys in a bit.
Man, do y'all see how her skin is glowing? I want some of that. Man, she's embarrassing me right now. I definitely need a, I was going to say pause for Scotty, but facial, you know, like she just gave herself. That was amazing. I guess, you know, it doesn't really matter where we grew up in the world. I think a lot of us got the same treatment from what she just explained. I think a lot of us in America got that same treatment. And we got to talk about stuff like this. It's good that we could talk about it, listen to each other, and take heed. Be prepared.
Yeah, I'm actually not gonna sugarcoat it for anything. I do love being Scottish and Black. You know, I came here when I was 5 years old from Nigeria. And I've lived here for 21 years. Yeah, I did my primary school here, I did secondary school, right into uni and everything. I experienced microaggression, actually racism from teachers. I experienced racism from classmates. Like, I've experienced, like, I remember one incident when me and my family, we finished from church. We were waiting at the bus stop at that time before we, like, obviously, like, got a car and all that kind of stuff. But they were just kind of like, we're basically kind of fresh, like, when you're still like trying to make your way as an immigrant. So we were really like struggling. It was very, very much struggling times. I remember we were at the bus stop. I think I was like maybe 10 years old, 10 or 11. And I will always remember this, where like 3 guys on their bikes started like shouting like racist chants to us. Obviously, I'm not going to see it on TikTok. And I will always remember that, like, growing up, or even like getting made fun of about my hair texture. They would compare it to being pubic hair, the whole lot. So yeah, I definitely experienced. I'm not gonna act like, oh yeah, like over here in Scotland things are chill, like everyone's like so nice to each other, and no, I'm not gonna do that. But however, there is good people are very friendly, and you can always focus on the negative parts. When you come here, you will be safe. People are curious about, even to this day, like, people are so curious. And it's so funny, even when I go down to England and I have a Scottish accent, people are like, oh, you from Ireland? Like, they're very confused. So yeah, it's not even an uncommon thing. But just to answer that, yes, there's definitely racism here, but it's not as heavy as other areas. Well, that's from my own personal experience. People have their personal experience as well, so I can't speak for them. But my own personal experience, I can genuinely say that, like, yes, there is racism, but at the same time, people are very, very kind and generous here in Scotland and Glasgow in particular. And there's a lot of interesting people. There's a lot of very interesting, funny people. So yeah, love it.
First of all, there is a black people in Scotland. We're here. Like, if you did not know that, then you've got a lot to learn. There are black people in Scotland. I'm from the city of Edinburgh, and I can definitely tell you that it's definitely a lot more diverse than it used to be. I came here in 1998, and I could go for weeks without seeing a black person. But when I did see a black person, you had to make eye contact. You had to be friends with them. Like, you would get so excited because you're like, oh my gosh, there's someone just like me. But the funny thing is that when I went to school, I was the only black person, and then someone else joined, and everyone used to think that we were sisters. It was crazy. There was so much I went through being black in the 90s and the early 2000s and just in general. But for me, it was just, everyone used to ask so many questions. Sometimes I would feel like I'm not even human. It was madness. But still to this day, like, when I even go to work, people are like, oh, I like your hair. Oh my gosh, your hairstyle. Like, how long can you keep it in? Like, do you wash your hair? Like, those questions, and you're just like, please. But, I've learned how to handle and answer it the right way. And in terms of the Scottish accent, for some people who think, oh, being black and having a Scottish accent is a bit weird. It's not. It's our accent. And there's different, actually, types of accents depending on what part of Scotland you're from. And Glasgow, for example, is a lot stronger in the Scots accent compared to Edinburgh. But Edinburgh, there's strong parts. Just like I said before, it just depends what part of Scotland or what part of the city you're from. And no, we all don't drink iron brew every day, walk around in kilts and have haggis. Obviously, that's all for tourism. But yeah, we're pretty cool. We're nice people. We're very friendly. Very friendly. I would say the most friendliest part of the UK is Scotland, in my opinion. And for all the Scottish people that grew up here in the 90s, early 2000s, shout out, let's start community, let's share experiences. And yeah, we've come a long way. We've still got a long way to go, but I'm so happy about this trend, and may it blow up big time.
Morning, everyone from
Good morning.
Black Scottish TikTok. Honestly, the Americans, you guys are entertaining. And I'm loving all the love and support. Yeah, welcome to episode 2 of Being Black in Scotland. I think it's time to answer everyone's dying questions.
Yep.
So starting off with clubbing and drinking in Scotland, it is from age 18. I can speak for some parts of Scotland, but the main part I can speak about is Glasgow. Not Glasgow, Glasgow. So the black community here is quite big. And there are many events held within the black community here. Let me know if you guys would be interested. There is an event happening tomorrow for the black Scottish community, and I think it'll be fun to take you there. So let me know if that's something you'd like. In Glasgow as well, we have a really big hair shop, so you can buy braiding extensions, weaves, hair products, the whole shebang. And with regards to getting hair done out here, we have loads of braiders. There are loads of barber shops. You will find somebody to do your hair, don't worry. As for me, I do my own hair. Go to the shop. I learned how to do my own hair from the age of 14. There's also lash techs, nail techs. We have locticians. You'll be fine. Food spot wise, I think in the last few years, people can agree the black food scene has been popping off a bit more. So I know in Glasgow we have some, Edinburgh, Dundee, Aberdeen. You will find black owned shops, but also like Caribbean restaurants and stuff like that. Now, the juiciest question. Is Scotland racist? And unfortunately, no matter where you go, people will see you as black. In my experiences, it was way worse growing up. I have pinned videos on my account retelling stories, so you will face racism, unfortunately. Last thing I'll end on is the dating, the love pool. Listen, there are options. Will they go anywhere? Probably not. I think the communities are very close, so everybody knows everybody. At least, if you know one person, another person will know them. Basically, is what I'm saying. But yeah, I won't lie. There's fine men here. There's beautiful women here. So, people, you have fun. I know I can't answer everyone. I can do more of these if people will want. A fun idea I had to talk about was what we Scots learn about Black Americans, like in school, in media and stuff like that. I think people might like that. But let me know. Keep the questions coming. Loving all the love. Excited to see all my new cousins here. Hope you're finding all the other Black Scottish creators as well. They're coming out in numbers and I'm loving it. I think Kat wants to say hi. I'm going to drink my coffee, get along with my day, but I'll see you all soon.
Diversity in corporate Scotland is a myth. You can't tell me different. I've worked 2 corporate roles in Scotland and I've been the only black person in the entire company. Not the department, the entire company. In my first role, I was the only black person until we hired this black man who luckily was in my team. Shout out Moses. It's just the 2 of us riding it out. Second company, which I'm in right now, and before I joined, there was a guy already in a different department from me. And luckily, we went to the same uni, so we were kind of already friends beforehand. But if I wasn't there, it would just be him by himself. Being the only black woman in both companies I've worked for, let me tell you how I feel about this. When you're the only black woman in a room, it's not just about doing your job at that point. It's about navigating how people see you, how people view you, perceive you, so you don't get stereotyped. Okay, and as a woman, only you, flowing around, minding your business, they see you. They see you. Sometimes you feel like there's this unspoken pressure to represent or to like explain things that we didn't necessarily need explaining if there was like more of us around, if you get what I mean. But like the good news, not to be all negative Nancy, is that I think it's getting better. I would say like Scotland's corporate scene is becoming more diverse slowly. I honestly don't know if that's like on us or where is everyone working at this point. I don't know. I can only speak for me and my experience. Compared to other places, we do have a long way to go. But I think we're starting to see more representation. I'm in a group chat with black women and men who work in Scotland. They try to organise a few gatherings and social nights for people who work 9 to 5. We're trying. They're trying. We love to see the effort. It is what it is at this point, you know? Can't wait for that time to come where we're all like, you work in a corporate environment, there's like 15 black people. That would be amazing to see. That would be great to see. I do want to know though, to all my white Scottish people, do you guys see it too? Or am I in the wrong companies? Because I will go to wherever those companies are. If you want to shout them out, I will happily relocate my role and go into a company that has more black representation.
Wow, that's pretty strong to pick representation over money. To tell you how the loneliness gets.
We need to go visit our Scottish cousins. My heart is so warm. They're like, come through. I want to go see our Scottish cousins. Let's pull up.
Of course there's Scottish black people, and why wouldn't it be? You know, to celebrate, I'm gonna take a break from these ribs, and I'm gonna do a Scottish soul food fusion. You about to see me cranking out dishes like chicken fried haggis, sheep chitlins, Loch Ness monster tails, and unsweet potato pie. Just regular ass potatoes baked into a pie. Those are just some fusion ideas I made up. Here's some real Scottish foods that gotta be black. Rumbledy thumps. I like this one because not only does it have a silly Harry Potter ass name, but it also sounds like it could be a name of an MF Doom song. Then we got clap shots. I just think that's how they say back shots in the British Isles in general. It's like a slight difference. Like I could see both of the Idrises saying this. Until you go back to me flock for clap shots followed by tea and crumpets love. And obviously black pudding. Then I remember a couple of weeks ago, there was these young bulls from Atlanta. Everybody got mad because he got the mini skirts, but there was really no reason to get upset about that because these dudes, they was just getting in touch with their Scottish roots. Just like Mel Gibson and Braveheart. They're gonna make Braveheart 2. The Atlanta Bravehearts.
This is I guess a soul food celebration. They had like a get together, and I gotta mute this because of music and the copyright, but let's check it out.
All the girls that's here for the
Man, that food look banging right there. I'm not sure. It looks like it's
get too stiff because the thing's too round. Good God, make me lift up.
yeah, that mac and cheese looks beautiful.
If I go late gang, I'll bring you around. If I
Nice full plates. That's what I'm talking about right there. Everything there definitely could make the cookout. Everything in there definitely make the cookout. What y'all think, y'all? We definitely need that soul food plate right there. That's definitely cookout food. Everything there could make the cookout, and I'm down for it. Even though we're hearing these clips from over in Scotland, the Scottish people are telling their story. It's kind of similar stories around the world. You know, at the end of the day, what you get from a lot of these clips is they see us. They see you, and they see you as black, no matter where you go. The names they call us, the names they make up for us are all the same. But over time, we learn how to deal with it, and we're getting better at it. The world is a much nicer place. There's still a few people that's full with a lot of ignorance, I should say. But overall, like you said, there's still a lot of good people out there. And we all need to share our experiences. Talking about it, telling our stories is what gets everyone to heal a little better. And we just want to know the story. Everybody wants to learn from each other. We can help each other. And Cookout is planning for 2026, y'all. Y'all need to let me know down in the comments what you think about this video. This is Peapod Cove Life. And I want to bring y'all the positive energy of what it's like being black around the world, sharing our stories, enjoying the conversation. I'm going to see y'all soon, y'all. This is Peapod Cove Life. And let me know what you think. I'm out.